So the previous class we talked about Mmadu, right? And the different concepts of Mmadu. So we talked about how Mmadu came from different conceptions or different understandings, right? And that kind of is going to be an introduction to our today's class. So we also continue on Mmadu today as well. Clearly, please give a thumbs up. Thank you. Okay. So last class we talked about Mmadu, different understanding of Mmadu, and then we also looked at concepts, right? For today's class, we'll look at different categories of Mmadu by age, and word compositions about how some of the words came about. We'll also get to see some sentence examples. So now, Mmadu. So previous class, we understood that Mmadu could be Mmadu, showing perfection of all creation. And we also understood that Mmadu can also be the living spirit, okay? Mondo, right? And we also saw that Mmadu can also be a representation of beauty, okay? Because when you compare human beings to other forms of animals, you notice that human beings are very distinct. We have high level of intelligence. We know to make clothes. We know to make devices. We know to take care of our environments too, right? So these are some of the things that makes us unique as Mmadu. But then we also have different ways we refer to each other as Mmadu in society or in the family system or in a group system. There are various ways. So we'll be looking at some of that. So the first one would see nwa, or nwa, which is the word for child. So you'd most likely see the second spelling nwa than the first one. So, but the first one is the full spelling of child and how it's also pronounced. Child. So when it comes to Mmadu, the youngest is often referred to as child. Nwa. Okay. Nwa. So if it's a baby, we say nwa amurofuru. Nwa amurofuru or nwa amurohuru, which is a baby that is just being given birth to, right? Nwa amurofuru, a baby that we just gave birth to. Or a child that we just gave birth to. But then children of any age, basically, because everyone is a child or born of a parent, right? So child. Then for groups of should I say child or children as a group are referred to as umuaka. Umuaka. Okay, so it can still be just omo. You can say omo. These are my children. Okay. Omo. Omo is gotten from omomo, to give birth to. Okay. Omo. Umuaka. Children. Okay. Then we have nwata. Nwata. So nwata is also a word for child. It can be said to be gotten from nwa, nta. So we know that nta in Igbo is small, just like obere also means small. Nta is also another word for small in Igbo. So nwanta could be where the word nwata was formed from. Okay, nwata. So nwata is, we use nwata for children, teenagers, or toddlers, basically children that are still growing. It's not used for adults, okay? Specifically for children. They're called nwata. Then we also have nwata kiri. Nwata kiri also means child, but we usually use this word for like little children, okay, or the youngest or the smallest of children. So it could be said that the word nwatakịrị came from nwa ntakịrị. Nwa ntakịrị. Ntakịrị is also small, but then it's more like tiny. So when it says that, you can have something and say this is obere, nke dị obere, this is small. Nke dị obere, this is small. But then when you now say nke dị ntakịrị, you're emphasizing that it is smaller than what can be considered small, right? So we usually use nwatakịrị for like little, like toddlers, okay, or very little children, okay. So umuntakịrị is the plural form of nwatakịrị. Umuntakịrị, little children, okay. So now, to see how it could be used in examples, we can have ọka bụ nwatakịrị. Ọka bụ nwatakịrị. He is still a little child. And then remember that in the previous class, we mentioned that "or" is a gender neutral pronoun. So it could be he is still a little child. It could also be she is still a little child. Ọka bụ nwatakịrị. Right? Then the second one is ọ bụ nwa Okafọ. Ọ bụ nwa Okafọ. She is Okafor's child. Ọ bụ nwa Okafọ. Okay. It could also be he is Okafor's child, right? Then the last example we have Chidi mara ihe mgbe ọ bụ nwata. Chidi mara ihe mgbe ọ bụ nwata. So Chidi was intelligent as a child. So marihe means know something. Okay, that's basically what it means. Not really intelligent, but then depending on the context it's used, imaihe can mean that someone is intelligent. Someone says imarihe, it means you're intelligent, you are smart, you know what to do at the time to do it. But then if someone says imaihe, you don't know something or you don't know anything, they're basically saying that you are not smart. Okay, so when they say Chidi maraihe, it could mean Chidi was intelligent as a child. It could also mean that Chidi just knew how to do things the right way as compared to now that they are older. Okay. Now for youth, we have the word ntorobia. Ntorobia. So ntorobia can actually be used for adolescents or basically young adults, I would say. Okay, they're called ntorobia, youth. Then in the category of youth, we'll first look at the one on the left for males. So we have okoro. Okoro is actually the word for males. It can also be, males basically. But then it's mostly ascribed to youth and and adult males. Right, okoro can be an older man, it could be a younger man, but we often don't use it for children. Okoro. Then okorobia. Okorobia is now a youth, a male youth. If I would say a young man who is male, okay, or a young adult who is male. Okay, that is okorobia. Okay, so okoro, young man, okorobia, youth, with regards to males. Then we have nwa okoro, nwa okoro, or nwa okorobia. So since okorobia is the word for youth, male youth, okay, nwa okoro, out of the group of youth as male, a single person, that's a single young man, is Nwokoro or Nwokorobia. So he can be called Nwokorobia, or he can just be referred to as Okorobia. Okay, so Okorobia is like should I say youthhood, like how you have childhood, okay, and how you have adulthood. Okay, so Okorobia is like youthhood, but for males, right? So Nwokorobia for youth. Then if we look at the right hand side, we have Aborobia. Aboro. So Aboro is a young woman, specifically a young woman. You can use it for female children. Okay, so Aboro is a young woman, especially if they're of marriage age or older teen. Okay, they are referred to Aboro. married women are not referred to aboro. Okay, so aboro is a young woman. Then aborobia is youthhood for young women. Okay, then we have nwa aboro, which is you know, a young woman in their youth. Okay, then aborobia still has to do with youthhood for young women. So a young man can be referred to as nwa agboro or nwa aborobia. Okay, then if we go back to the left, the last one, we have umu okorobia. So basically the plural form of okorobia, umu okorobia. Then on the right hand side, we have umu aborobia. Umu aborobia. So plural of aboro or nwa aboro is umu aborobia. So basically young women in their youth. Now some examples where we can use some of these words. Obuzi nwa okorobia. Obuzi nwa okorobia. He is now a young man. Okay, so probably maybe your child who has now turned 18 and is now demanding, oh, I want to start working, I want to start making my own money. You know how young people are now with our sharp mouths. Let me include myself, with our sharp mouths and our desire for independence. So when a child starts showing this, I want to be independent, I'm already 18, I'm going to college, things like that, you could now say, oh, Ibozi, Nwokorobia, you are now, a young man or an adult, an adult, basically. But then in the context of youthfulness, Obuzi, Nwokorobia, he's now a young man. He's no longer a small boy. He's now a grown boy, if that makes sense. So Obuzi, Nwokorobia. Habu, Umu Agboro. Habu Umu Agboro. They are young women. Habu Umu Agboro. So probably someone is describing a group of girls that he saw along the road, and probably describing it to his group of friends, and persons are asking, Habu Umu Agboro or Umu Agboro, and person can say yes. Habu Umu Agboro. They are young women. Okay. So if you now want to describe, like now that we're getting closer to election in Nigeria, and they're now looking to share probably the small bag of rice for youths at maybe a local government or something like that, and probably you were there and someone is asking, okay, a particular political party is sharing rice at a particular location, like what kind of people are there, and then you can say Ndi Ntorobia Juru ebe ahụ. That's the last example. Ndi Ntorobia Juru ebe ahụ. The place is full of young people, or the place is full of youth, right? So when you say Ntorobia, people already know the age grade you are talking about. It could be from 16 to, let's say, 35 or 30. Okay, it could be from 18 instead. So most times our categorizing of age when it comes to like Ntorobia, is majorly based on looks rather than an actual age, if I would say. Majorly, not in all cases. It's only when we now come to what we call Otuobo, which is the age grade system, that's when age can be specific in that categorization. But when it comes to Otuobo, it differs from community to community. So some community could be within in a range of 10 or in a range of 20 or 50, depending on how they choose to grade their age grade system. So now let's go to the older adults, right? So first we have Okenye. Okenye. So Okenye are the older adults. So Okenye can be parents. Okay, parents. It could be people in their 40s, it could be people in their 50s, it could be people in their 60s. Sometimes it's looks that could, help prompt someone to be called okenye. Okay, so basically someone who is no longer a youth is an okenye. Okay, and we respect our okenye very, very well. So okenye, older adults, okay, whether they are married or not, okay, can be referred to as okenye. Then the plural form is ndi okenye. Ndi okenye. So ndi is a pluralization word. Okay, ndi okenye. Ndi okenye. Then for the second category, we have agadi. So agadi are now the senior citizens. Okay, so some people would say agadi are those with gray hair, but we know nowadays gray hair is no longer a determinant of being an agadi, because even young people can grow gray hairs now or even before. So it's not really the exact determinant. It could be people in their 60s, it could be people in their 70s, but basically senior citizens are classified as agadi. Okay. Agadi. So plural form of agadi is ndi agadi, senior citizens. Okay. So now let's look at some examples. So omumatu means to make an example. Naanị ya bụ okenye n'ezinụlọ ya. Naanị ya bụ okenye n'ezinụlọ ya. She is the only adult in her family. So just like we said that all is a gender neutral pronoun, ya is also a gender neutral pronoun. So ya can be he or she. Okay. So nani means only. Only. Nani ya, only him or only her. Okay. Bu okenye n'ezinụlọ ya. So ezinụlọ means family. Ezinụlọ means family. So she's the only adult in her family. Nani ya bụ okenye n'ezinụlọ ya. So this can be used in the context of, let's say, marriage. If someone is getting married and probably they've lost their parents, so the older sibling can be the only okenye in the family. Or if they don't have an older sibling, it could be the uncle, it could be the aunt, who is the only older adult in the family. So they could say that nani abu okenye n'ezinụlọ ya. But we already understand that okenye is an older adult. So there can be many, depending on where we are looking at. So the second example is Ọmaghị na ọ bụ agadi nwoke. Ọmaghị na ọ bụ agadi nwoke. He is not aware that he's an old man. He is not aware that he's an old man. So this this could be used in some funny cases where I believe a lot of us have seen cases where maybe someone who became rich at an older age, probably in their 40s, on their 50s, probably maybe that's when they made money, and then they started dressing like their youths, okay? Wear their face cap, sag their trousers, wear their Timberland boots, and then people could see him and say, oh, Ọmaghị na ọ bụ agadi nwoke. He's not aware that he's an old man. Probably because, they are flexing, they are choosing to flex at that age, okay? So it could be used in that context, which is actually very common. Done. So that brings us to the end of today's lesson on Mmadu. Okay, so thank you all for staying true to this point. So basically, if you have questions that has to do with text, you can write that in the group chat, in the Nkata Igbo language group chat, and I will read it here. Otherwise, you can raise a hand. So in case you're not on our group chat, you can scan this QR code and join the class. But if you have another question, you can raise a hand if you want to speak yourself, then you can raise a hand and I would unmute you. Sorry, let me share the screen again. So yeah, if you have a question, you can type in the chat, sorry, in the WhatsApp group chat, or you raise a hand. So your question could be related to this class, or if you have another Igbo question you would like to ask, I believe we can take the question before we end in the next few minutes. Okay, George, are you able to? Yeah, you can unmute yourself now. You can unmute yourself if you want to speak. I don't know if you're speaking already. George, are you still there? You can click on the microphone button at the bottom of your screen. I'm guessing George is having trouble unmuting. Okay, anyone else who has a question? Before we end today's class. So just in case you want a more intensive class, where you get to learn about Igbo grammar, how to read Igbo, how to write Igbo, please do well to write to us via our email. And a tutor will be assigned to you. So this is our email at the bottom of the screen, or you can message us on any of our social media channels and we would get back to you. Okay. And if you have any other inquiries, also write to us as well. If you want to support us through donations, you can scan the code on the screen. So I haven't gotten any question yet, so I'm guessing we are all satisfied with the class and we don't have any other question. Okay. Okay, so thank you all so much for making out time to join. We would meet again next week, same time, 3 p.m. Nigerian time. And of course, do well to share the link with your friends, whom you know will be interested in learning Igbo. If you're also a tutor yourself, you can also recommend the classes to your students, right? To also have this as some kind of like additional learning, right? So we'll continue in the chats. Remember, if you have any questions related to Igbo, something you need clarification on, or probably you want to say something to someone who is Igbo and you don't know how to say it, do well to ask in the WhatsApp group chat and we would take it from there. Yeah. So yeah, thank you all so much for joining. See you next Saturday. Okay, Messia. Bye.